It's ultimately crazy, isn't it? We're in cup final week. We should obviously be focusing on the Old Firm game, the 14th Old Firm Cup final. First in a long, long time, guys. It is it's incredible. I think what was the record? I researched it the other day for 13 cup finals, 7 victories for them, 6 victories for us. Obviously, we do need to even it up on Saturday over the time. Who remembers all those great moments, especially that Peter Lovenkrantz header to win that final. So we are going to look ahead to that. We have got a little sort of thought about that. I've got a video to share with you later in this video, a video within a video. That makes sense. To share with you about the team going into the game. We're also going to think a little bit about also the other news that is around the club. Yes, like I said, it is a bit crazy, isn't it? We are in cup final. We get there. A silly season is upon us. The rumours are flying. Yesterday, obviously, we talked a little bit on the videos about Liam Kelly signing a pre-contract with Rangers to return to his boyhood club. Kelly is a Rangers man through and through. Jumps a chance to come back to the club. Well known for his dislike of Celtic as well. Good man, Liam Kelly. Good man. Also, it looks like Hefte, the Hefte drama, the soap opera that is Hefte, the on, off, off, on, off, off, on, whatever, transfer is on, according to the Brazilian media. So it looks like that is another done deal. So, if all these, stories about so-called done deals are true, that could be 4 done deals by the time obviously the transfer window opens on the first day. Rahile Mufakeng, the winger from South Africa, the Orlando Pirates. Jose Cordoba, the left-sided centre-back from Levski Sofia, the Panamanian international. Liam Kelly, the Scottish goalkeeper from Motherwell. And Hefte, the Brazilian left-back from Fluminense. And apparently we have no money. Yeah, okay. Right, so let's talk a little bit about this striker. Now, look, we need a striker. We need 2 strikers, realistically. Look, we've got Danilo, and we don't know what the situation realistically is with Danilo. I don't think he is an out-and-out 9, if I'm being wholly honest. Looking back at how he played for Feyenoord, looking at how Feyenoord used him, I don't think he is an out-and-out 9. So, we do need, I think, an out-and-out striker. Cyril Dessers obviously has scored 22 goals this season, but has missed 28 big chances. That guy should have more than 22 goals. And I think, the performance that we saw by Dessers against Hearts on Saturday was kind of a microcosm of his season. 4 sitters missed yet again by Dessers, a man who cannot be trusted, cannot be relied on, and is not a starting striker. And I think anyone who thinks he is a starting striker is clearly living in cloud cuckoo land. He just genuinely is not good enough to start for Rangers. 3rd choice striker, yes. 4th choice striker, yes. Backup striker, yes. Starting striker, absolutely 1,000,000% not a starting striker. Now, look, I know there's a lot of Rangers fans that would love Lawrence Shankland. I mean, he is the big name, isn't he? He is the man that everybody wants at the club. Well, not everybody. I think the vast majority of the supporters want, and I think it was telling, wasn't it? I was watching an interview the other day. I think it was Sports Scene, maybe, or one of the programs anyway, or PLZ, and they were talking about Lawrence Shankland, and it was quite clear. And I think a lot of fans, Rangers fans, echo this as well. Had Rangers signed Lawrence Shankland in January, I think we honestly go on to win the league. I genuinely do. And I'll be honest with you, I think these comparisons by that are made, or Dessers has scored more open play goals than Dessers. He's got a better, etc., etc. It's not comparing like with like. Lawrence Shankland plays for Hearts. Dessers plays for Rangers. Rangers create more chances than Hearts. Yet Hearts don't play against a low block. Rangers do. You can't compare the two until they actually play in a similar sort of team. Realistically, you can look at their skill sets, you can look at their ability to finish off, you can look at their ability to score goals. For me, Lawrence Shankland is the better striker. He just is all round better than Cyril Dessers. And like I said, I honestly agree. Had we signed him or Bojan Miovski in January, I honestly think we go on to win this league this season. I can't see us not. As bad as the defense has been at times, I think, that Shankland and Miovski put away some of those chances that Dessers misses, particularly those at Ross County, for example. The odd one at Dundee. And we win games that we've otherwise have not picked up points in, or we've slipped up in. It's just the way it is. Anyway, so the name that is currently been linked is Albian Rahmani, who is a Kosovan striker currently plying his trade at Rapid Bucharest. A player that very much fits the trading model, 22 years old, up and coming, very talented, clearly very, very, very good at putting the ball in the back of the net. Has been scouted by a number of clubs across Europe. Look, I'm not talking off YouTube. I don't watch YouTube highlights, guys. You can go and watch a YouTube highlights video of any player, and it makes them look like Lionel Messi. You genuinely can find. You know what? You can probably find a video online that makes Borna Barisic look like Lionel Messi. That makes, I don't know, Sibo look like Lionel Messi, that makes Oleg Salenko look like Lionel Messi, that makes some of the worst players ever to play Kevin Kyle look like, well, actually, perhaps not. That would take a lot of CGI. But, an awful, you can see YouTube's awful. But if you go and watch match tape, I do watch match tape, I do watch games. When Rangers are linked with players, I go away and watch videos of them, and I watch game videos and things like that to kind of get a sense of the player we could be getting, of what they do. It's kind of, from my days of doing NFL, that's what you do. You watch a lot of game tape, you study a lot of game tape, you study how moves break down. It's just how it works. This kid looks good. He's quick. He knows where the goal is. He's young. He's up and coming, good with his head, good on the ground. Genuinely a player that I think can make a big difference. A player that, because he's, Kosovan and not Portuguese or French or German or Spanish or Italian, he's not going to make the amount of money, the big bucks. It's not going to cost the big bucks that a French striker would cost, an Italian striker, a German, a Spanish, an English striker would cost. And he's a Kosovan international playing in the Romanian league. If he was Italian playing in Serie A, or if he was German playing in the Bundesliga, he would cost, I think, a whole lot more money. Now, according to reports in Romania, there's been a number of comments about him. Now, first of all, we know that Rapid Bucharest, that's his club, have appointed a new manager. Yes, they have appointed serial Rangers hater, that gnome Neil Lennon, and Neil Lennon wants to block any move to sell Albian Rahmani. Well, why wouldn't you? He's your best player. Rahmani, though, in this photo here, is seen bidding a emotional farewell to Rapid Bucharest. I think that, no matter what Lennon wants, Rahmani wants to move on. He wants a new start. He wants a new challenge somewhere else. Now, according to reports coming out of the Romanian media, which have been confirmed by Rapid Bucharest, there has been an approach for Rahmani, and that has been from only one club so far, and that is Sparta Prague, who obviously Rangers played in the Europa League, who bid 2.3 million, which has been rejected by the Romanian club. So at the moment, apparently there is no formal bid from Rangers. However, there is a reported interest, which has been confirmed through sources at the club, from the players side, and obviously from people in the know, that Rahmani is definitely on the kind of target list. Look, I've got no doubt in my mind that Niels Koppen has a list of strikers that he is looking at, a list of players that he is trying to find, that he's trying to bring in, and Rahmani is very much in that sort of PSV-esque kind of, scouting list, players from, different parts of the world, players that, perhaps would not be attracting the interest of other top clubs. Now, one of the issues obviously around Rahmani as well is, according to reports in his native Romania, he is also attracting attention from Werder Bremen in the German league, and also Aston Villa, rather worryingly. How firm Aston Villa's interest in is not yet known. But look, Rangers, yes, are by far a bigger club than Aston Villa, are by far a bigger club than Werder Bremen, are by far a bigger club than Sparta Prague. We have a lot to offer. We have Ibrox. We have European football to offer. Quite what part of European football it is yet, we do not know. But look, it is going to be a situation where Rahmani will have probably a decision to make. Now, the issue we'll obviously have is that Aston Villa, if they were to come in for him, could offer more money in transfer fee, could offer more money in signing bonuses, could offer more money in wages, and could obviously offer Champions League football. Because of the fact they are an English Premier League club, they have a substantially, massively large budget. That's just how it works down south. However, is he guaranteed first team football there? Realistically, not. They have Ollie Watkins, who is their go-to striker. Is he guaranteed first team football here? Probably more of a chance of playing first team football, given the fact that, Clermont likes to rotate, the fact that we don't have a proper top class striker at the club at this moment in time, and he could well fulfill that role. Now, looking at his stats this season, he does seem like a player who knows where the goal is, who looks like a top quality talent. In the split, the Superliga Championship group, which is like a playoff for the Romanian title. He's played 10 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. In the Romanian Super League, 15 games, 13 goals, which is pretty phenomenal in just 15 games, 3 assists. He's also played in the Champions League qualifiers and the UEFA Conference League qualifiers. But this season, he's scored 19 goals in 30 games, which is a pretty decent return, and has 5 assists, which is a pretty good outlook when you look at it upon this 30 appearances, 24 goal contributions. Look, I think, this is a player worth looking at. This is a player worth addressing. Whether he comes to the club, obviously, is very much up in the air. It all depends on the fact of who else is interested, what the demand is in terms of transfer fee, what the demand in terms of wages are. And like I said, we can't realistically compete with the likes of Werder Bremen and the likes of Aston Villa. They're clubs with substantially larger budgets at this stage than Rangers. Adding to that, of course, the fact as well that they have the serial Rangers hater Neil Lennon as their new head coach, although it's felt that out there, it's more the sporting director and the president of the club that take the decision over where players go rather than the head coach. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of Albian Rahmani. Is he the sort of player you would like to see at Rangers? Is he the sort of talent you think can make a big difference and be that striker that scores us our 30-plus goals a season to help us to overhaul Celtic and become back to where we belong as champions of Scotland? Okay, before we move on to the game on Saturday, little aside, I've got to say, Gareth Southgate, England manager, you are one of the biggest knobs on planet Earth. You are clueless, you are hopeless, and you are useless. And quite frankly, it's another reason why I will not be supporting England this summer in the Euro Championships and why it is just a joke. Now, Gareth Southgate has not picked Jack Butland for the England squad. Instead, he has chosen to go with Jordan Pickford, who is quite, without doubt, one of the worst goalkeepers I have ever seen, a man with dinosaur arms. He's picked Aaron Ramsdale, a player who cannot even get in his own first team at Arsenal, and when he has, he's made some pretty glaring errors. David Raya has been the Arsenal goalkeeper for the majority of this season. He's also picked Henderson as well, who is a very average keeper, and he's picked James Trafford, who again is probably one of the worst goalkeepers I have seen in a long time. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's up and coming. Yes, he did win the Under-21 Championships with England. But this season for Burnley, he has been fairly shite. So what amazes me is how these 4 goalkeepers get in front of Jack Butland, who has been one of the best goalkeepers in Britain this season and the best goalkeeper in the Scottish League. I think it just proves that Gareth Southgate has an innate snobbery towards the Scottish game, that he has a lack of knowledge in terms of Rangers and the size of the club and who we are as a club. And I think it's a damn disgrace. I think Gareth Southgate is an absolute moron for doing what he's done. Leaving out Butland is just pathetic. It really genuinely is. And I just despair. I genuinely despair how 4 goalkeepers who are as awful, as bad as those 4. I would not put Pickford, Henderson, Ramsdale, or Trafford in goal ahead of Butland. I would not even play. This is how bad those goalkeepers are. I would not play Pickford, Ramsdale, Henderson, or Trafford ahead of Robbie McCrory. I would even pick John McLaughlin ahead of those 4. That's how genuinely bad they are. So Gareth Southgate, hang your head in shame. You are a disgrace, and I hope England get absolutely smashed in the Euros. Right, let's move it along to thinking about the game on Saturday. Now, one of the big things on Saturday. Now, look, I don't want to talk about this particularly. I don't want to dwell on this, but Phil, you play John Lundstrom, you lose. It's simple as the guy's shit. The guy's hopeless. The guy's useless. He gets overrun by Celtic. And if you play that useless Scouser, we're going to get absolutely hammered. For me, the midfield needs to have legs. It needs to have pace. It needs to have the ability to get in among McGregor, Hatate, and O'Reilly, disrupt their midfield, stop their midfield from functioning. The reason we have been unsuccessful against Celtic this season has been our inability to overcome their midfield, our inability to stop them playing, our inability to stop them getting forward. So for me, you've got to stop their midfield. For me, it may even take a formation change. Now, obviously, yesterday I put out a team. I've had a little bit of think about that. I know a lot depends on who is fit, who isn't fit, and obviously this could change again depending on what Philippe Clement says in his pre-match presser. But we do need, I think, to change our formation a little bit. We do need to change our shape a little bit. We do need to bring in players, young, enthusiastic players with legs, with aggression, with talent to get in amongst that Celtic team. That is the only way to overcome them. This is a massive game for Rangers. I think, if Philippe Clement picks John Lundstrom and we lose this cup final, he could be in a position where if we don't get off to a good start next season, he is gone by Halloween. It really could be that bad. And we can't keep going through this cycle of sacking managers and then having the rest of the season going, well, let's wait till he brings in his own players. Let's have a look, guys. Now, I made a little short video. This is my suggestion for formation. This is my suggestion for the team. Thinking about obviously having those legs in midfield to get in and amongst them. And also using Cantwell in a slightly different way. Let's watch the video and then let's talk about it. So there is my suggestion. So I've gone with obviously Jack Butland in goal, a back four of James Tavernier, Leon Balogun, and if he's fit. That does depend if it. And I really don't hope big Leon is fit because little Leon King, I don't think will be good enough to play against Celtic in that game. Ben Davis, look, I think Ben's done all right since he's come back in, and Rid van Yilmaz as the left back. Then I have gone for a little bit of a change there for that three-man midfield with Sterling as the sitting player with Raskin and Dio ahead of him. Raskin to the right, Dio to the left. I just think that those three have legs, have aggression, have pace, have the talent to really disrupt. Sit Sterling on McGregor. Tell Sterling to destroy McGregor. Wherever he goes, you go with him and you kick him all over the park, Mr. Dujon Sterling. And then up front, three. McCausland right, Cantwell left. Cantwell has played left for Norwich in the Premier League and was very effective. And put Abdallah Sima through the middle. Best finisher at the club, more reliable than Cyril Dessers. Drop Dessers, play Sima. I think that would give us more chance of getting those chances into the back of the net when they fall to that player at the top. And it was interesting that Sima did come on and play up top in that most recent game against Hearts when he came on as sub. I think that could well be the way to go. I just think Sima he's tall, he's quick, he's got a good finish on him. He's the sort of player that when a chance falls to him, he's not going to take 15 touches when two will do or one will do. He is not going to completely put the ball into orbit like Cyril Dessers. Cyril Dessers will not, I don't think, do a job against Celtic. Abdallah Sima will. Let's use Sima. Let's get him in there. And like I said, I know he's not 100%, but this is it. The final game of the season. We leave everything out on the field. Guys, let me know what you think of the stories we've covered in today's video. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. Please obviously smash the sub, help the channel to keep on growing. That is our main thing. We want to obviously get right up there, become one of the biggest Rangers channels out there. And like I said, I always pride myself on this. We are a free channel. I'm not charging you for the content. If you do want to support the channel, please obviously become a member or hit the super thanks button, donate a little bit of cash, help the channel to keep on going. But I don't charge you for content. I don't constantly ask you for money. Despite obviously those people that say, I'm milking the blue pound. Fuck off, am I? Whatever, go fuck yourselves. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, on the way out, two things I ask of you. Number one is to smash the like and defeat that evil algorithm that lurks in the cave. And the final thing, as I always say, we are the people. Never forget it.